series 13. I can't even believe that. And the sketch for this day, this was day 4. It was created by Miss Carrie's Creations, so you can see the sketch right there on the screen. This was done as a live, that's why it's the video is in different orientation, but at the end I'll do a closer look in the landscape orientation so you can see it a bit better. I've just decided that I will share my lives here as well as sped up kind of process videos. That way you guys can see the process, and you don't have to listen for a whole hour. Although I would love if you did, if you want to come and join me on my lives. They're every second Wednesday, starting with the first Wednesday of each month. And I just like to chat and scrap and show you all the cool Wild Whisper products, but mostly it's just to spend some time scrapbooking and hanging out, and yeah, it's lots of fun. And then Sarah and Caitlin do the other 2 Wednesdays in each month. If there's 5 Wednesdays, then sometimes that's just a day off, but yes, so that is why it is oriented like that, and I just decided I'll go ahead and share these here too. But definitely come and join. I will post the links down below in the description box so you can come and find me. I also post it on my Instagram and Wild Whispers Instagram, so you can get reminders there every Wednesday. So what am I doing? I am using the Moving On Up collection from Wild Whisper, which is a brand new collection. And I don't really have moving pictures. I didn't enjoy our last move that we did a couple of years ago. And I just, I'm not really ready to scrapbook about that experience, but I love this collection. I love the colors, and I just love the papers. And so I thought I need to come up with some creative ways to go ahead and use all of these papers and get them used up now because they're new and I want to play with them, and kind of in non-move layouts. So the first thought that I had was to use the keys and maybe do something more kind of romantic and like a Valentine's layout or something along those lines, because I kind of was thinking like the key to my heart. And I think it works pretty good. I have these pictures from our anniversary, my husband and I, our anniversary in January. And I just thought it was kind of fun, and it's definitely different than adding maybe, lots of florals and hearts and that kind of thing. I just think the key motif was kind of, it's underrated, just the way that not underrated, sorry. It's not underrated. It's understated. The way that I kind of just have little keys kind of popping out everywhere, and little hints of the papers. And then I also have the sort of champagne bottle that is in this collection as well, because it's sort of the collection is inspired by maybe buying your first home or just buying a new home, and you want to celebrate, so you've got a champagne bottle there. It says celebrate right on the label, and so that actually works out really well for Valentine's or an anniversary or something, even a date night, even if you don't drink champagne, just to kind of have that concept of going out for a night on the town kind of thing, and you're celebrating. So I thought that worked really good. So I just kind of pulled it all together and went through and picked out some cards and some papers and some things that I thought would work with this theme. And then I'm also using that sketch. So I kind of pulled out elements that matched the sketch. And so you can see here I had to cut some tags and kind of cut down some papers. I ripped some paper to give my little border that you see at the side of the layout. And everything is shrunk down because this is actually in my Smashbook. Instead of doing Project Life this year, I am going to do 2023 in Smashbooks. I'm thinking it'll probably be 3 of them, but we'll see. I'm jumping around a little bit with the layouts. I'm not going in any kind of chronological order or anything like that. So we'll see how it goes. It's a bit of an adventure. So this time I chose to keep the background paper. I don't always do that. It's not always a pattern that goes with what I'm trying to scrapbook, or just a pattern that kind of matches the rest of my stash. But this time I kind of thought it did. The flowers kind of work with the whole anniversary theme and the colors of the papers that I'm picking. I'm kind of going with that, I don't know, what color is it? It's like a plum color or a wine color, and then some mint greens and a darker green, and just some gray. That's the key papers. Or the key paper. So I matted my photo with the key paper. I created a little pocket because I actually had 5 photos here that I wanted to scrapbook, and so I've tucked a picture into that little pocket, and on the back of that picture is space where I can do a little bit of journaling. And then I have that same key paper running along the border on that right hand side, just like in the sketch. And then I have the board, sorry, I almost said the border strip. I meant the branding strip tucked in there too, because in the sketch there's 2 layers there. And so I have that little border strip kind of peeking out. And, I said border strip again, didn't I? It's in my mind now, so that's what I'm going to keep saying. But yes, I have that kind of tucked in to peek out. I didn't stitch that, which it kind of looks like in the sketch. Instead, I decided to tear it, so you still get that texture without bringing in any of the stitching. And then I created those little tags with some of the patterned papers and the little cards that I was using, the journaling cards. And yeah, it was pretty basic. I didn't add a ton of extra layers because I don't want to make any of these pages too bulky and make this book too chunky. Plus, I knew I wanted to add some wood veneer hearts, and so that's kind of adding some dimensions. So I kept my layers pretty basic. I just cut enough from each of the cards that I needed so I can be a little bit stingy with the papers and kind of get them to stretch a little bit further. I have a couple other plans for how I might be able to use this collection in a creative way that has nothing to do with moving. So I definitely want to conserve as much of each of the pieces as possible until I kind of exhaust all of those fun other ways to use the collection. So I added those hearts, and then I did add some twine into all of my tags. I just wanted to bring in some more of that kind of texture because I didn't do it along the side, any kind of stitching along the side. I fussy cut one of those wine bottles or champagne bottles, so that makes a little cluster on the left hand side. And then just to kind of jazz up those little embellishment clusters, because they don't have too much there, I added an enamel heart, a green enamel heart that kind of matches the green in the collection and the elements that I was using. And then now here's some really pretty sequins from Spiegel Mom Scraps, just adding in little pops again of that mint color and some of that kind of wine color from different collections. So I'm just picking out the sequins that I think are going to work best. And that's it. It was a really super quick and fun layout, easy to put together, and I'm really enjoying this size. It's definitely a struggle to kind of fit everything in there. It's smaller real estate, but I enjoy the challenge, and I think this is going to be a great album when it's all done. So that is it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please check out all of the links below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and use my discount code DTGen at the Wild Whisper store so you can save some money. And until next time, happy scrapping. Bye.